It's week 11 of the college football season. Auburn getting ready for their trip to go between the hedges at Georgia. And I want to have a little fun today. I bring in Tom Green on campus on the Plains, and we're going to do a little over-under. And we'll start with Kamryn Pettway at running back. Kamryn Pettway injured himself, obviously, last weekend against Vanderbilt. Had some concern about his health. Do you think he will get 20 or more carries? Over-under on that?
I'm going to take the under on that one. Pettway right now, he's been their workhorse back for much of the season. But, he's day-to-day right now with that injury. They won't tell us what the injury is other than a leg. But if you look at that 60-yard run that he got injured on, it looked like he pulled something in his quad. He seemed to be in good spirits after the game. And although he didn't practice on Tuesday, he did return to the field on Wednesday. And they're pretty optimistic about his status. Even then, I don't think he's going to be 100%. I think we'll see a good mix of, if he does play, a good mix of him, Kerryon Johnson, and Stanton Truitt out of the backfield. Kerryon Johnson is as healthy as he's been since he injured his ankle against Mississippi State. And, Rhett Lashlee was saying last night, if Kerryon Johnson didn't go down in that Mississippi State game, he might be the one with 1,000 yards at this point in the season too. So they have plenty of faith in him, plenty of options in the backfield. So I think it's going to be a good mix this week.
Yeah, kind of flipping roles there and trying to take care of those injuries. Now, Sean White, somebody else that didn't start last weekend against Vanderbilt, John Franklin III. Sean White expected to start this week, but his shoulder still a little bit of a concern. Over-under for 20 passes. Again,
I'm going to have to take the under on that. If you look at this Auburn team, they're at their best when they're not passing the ball a lot. Sean White has been incredibly accurate and incredibly efficient this season, but they haven't asked him to pass the ball a whole lot. The last time he had over 20 passes was against Ole Miss, but that game kind of needed to be a shootout. I don't see this one shaping out the same way. Auburn is going to be at its best when they're pounding the rock right down the defense, and I think we're going to see a lot of running there.
Okay, we go to the other side of the football. Georgia quarterback Jacob Eason, you go over-under on 200 passing yards on the day.
I'm going to take the over on this one. If you look at the success that both Ole Miss and Vanderbilt had the last 2 weeks, it was in the intermediate short passing game, getting the ball out of the hands quick. They found some success in there. Auburn didn't really give up any big plays in either of those games other than that tipped fourth down pass late against Vanderbilt last week. So I think we're going to see Georgia kind of copycat those last two teams and try to have some success there. So I think, Jacob Eason's going to, eclipse 200 yards, but I think Auburn's really going to key in on the run game like they always do and, just try to pressure them as best they can because they've struggled in the pass rush the last couple of weeks because of that approach.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for all your insight. We love it as always. And, of course, have a safe trip to Georgia. We will see you soon.
All right, take it easy.